Hey everybody, Aaron Blaise here, and I am back with some more hand-drawn animation on paper. You guys have shown a lot of interest in it, and I love demonstrating it. And so I thought I would kind of go back to some of the basics. There is a lot of people in the comment section that really showed a lot of interest in wanting to learn how to do hand-drawn paper animation. And so I thought it might be kind of fun today to demonstrate one of the first exercises I ever learned when I was learning animation over 30 years ago. And that is the flour sack test. So for those of you that don't know what that is, years ago, flour, baking flour, used to come in a sack. And the animators way back in the day discovered that you could manipulate that flour sack and get different attitudes out of it. And the reason for doing this is that it forces you as an artist to really pose the entire character, to find that gestural form that's going to tell a story. And you can't rely on faces and arms and things like that. It really just becomes the gesture of whatever it is that you're creating. So here, if I draw a flour sack, they're generally made out of burlap. They were well, not burlap, but cloth. And so because it's cloth, you can get, any number of shapes. And they had like little ribbons on the side. There's a little seam that comes down the side here. Like so. Here is our flour sack. Just like so. I like to smudge it a little bit. Get a little bit of shading in there. Okay, so there's a simple flour sack right there. And for those of you that are wondering what I'm drawing with, this is just a simple wooden graphite holder with a big piece of graphite inside. I like drawing with big chunks of graphite like this because it forces me to be bold. I don't get caught up in lots of little details. Okay, so there's a flour sack. But when I was talking about before, you can get different attitudes. For instance, let's draw another one. So here's an attitude where he's kind of sad. It's a sad flour sack, see? If I flip back and forth, you can see he gets kind of sad. Like so. Once again, we can come in here and there he is, like so. Can do another one, and maybe he's now he's excited. Like so, yeah, see? And so that's the point of this, is that if you can animate a flour sack going through a change of attitude, then that's the first part of getting character animation. You can start to understand attitude, you can understand acting, and you keep it very simple in your gestural drawing. Okay, so this is an excited, really happy flour sack. What if we had, maybe he's curious. He's got to look behind him. So maybe we have one sort of like this. See there? Oh, he's looking around. He's looking the other way. Ooh, what's over there? There, see? Turn around, look that way. So, the idea is, I want to have our little flour sack come in, enter the shot, and be kind of sad. And then see something off screen that changes his attitude. He gets really excited and happy, and then he runs off, okay? So I think what I'm going to have him do is just kind of come in right about on here, and what I'll do is I'm going to take these off, put them up here. And right about here, I'm going to draw our little ground plane. Right about in here. I just want to keep that consistent. Okay, so we've got a ground plane right here. And I think what we're going to do is I'm going to have him start in the middle, and he's sad. We're just going to see this little guy sitting here, sad. And the thing is, even though I'm animating this funny little flower sack, as the animator, you want to feel the emotion. You want to feel the emotion of the characters that you're bringing to life, right? Oh, he's sad. And so it's a good exercise to do this. And even though it's a goofy little flower sack, you'll get into it and you'll feel it. You want to feel that. Let's have him look over to the right. He's going to... maybe he takes a breath. Let's have him slowly go up into that. So I'm going to do an in-between. And we'll want to have one coming into it and one slowing. Even more. There. So now he's kind of like, and he's just slumped down even more. Let's get him to slump back down into that pose. So like I said, as I'm drawing this, I'm trying to feel that emotion. Even though this is just a little flower sack, an inanimate object, I'm imbuing on it, giving it emotion. The best way to do that is to feel it. Put yourself into your characters when you're animating. You know, the art of animation is not moving stuff around. It's bringing things to life. Anybody can move stuff around on the paper, but in order to bring something to life, you've got to put something in it. You've got to give it emotion. And that's what we're doing here today. With just a little flower sack. And just like we did earlier, let's have him kind of look off to the screen right. So I'm going to turning around. I just want to get one more drawing in there to get those little ears to go into place. Now we want him to see something that surprises him or gets him excited. So we want to have that take. So first, the first thing I want to do is have the final pose that he goes into when he jumps back. There he kind of jumps back. Just like that. So he's going to come down. He's going to come down, and then he's going to get surprised. So that's the anticipation. That squash is the anticipation for what? It'll come way up here. So there's the take. He goes, what? What? Okay, so let's fill the animation in there. Okay, so I have gotten all of this drawn, and we're going to go ahead and set up our down shooter and get it shot and digitized into my computer so we can see the animation. All right, so we got everything shot and we got it digitized. I imported all the frames into my TV Paint animation software, and I timed everything out to get the pacing right. And then I actually gave it a little bit of color just so we could opaque it against the gray background. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, but it gives the character a little bit of life. And this is the key that I want you guys to look at. Think about, no matter what you're animating, don't think about how you're moving it. Think about the life that you're giving it, and that's going to determine the movement. Let's go ahead and have a look. So as you can see, he takes a breath, looks around, and what? Oh, and he jumps back and runs off. Huh? What? What? And runs off. It's a lot of fun. You can see there's a lot of work that goes into just a couple of seconds of work, but it pays off. And this is actually no different than the way we approached our animation on the big features, whether it be Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Mulan, Pocahontas, Brother Bear, all those films we approached in the same way, pencil and paper, thinking about emotion, thinking about attitude, thinking about how to get that story across through these characters. And so I challenge you, give yourself a task of sitting down and trying this. Try to create emotion through an inanimate object. You know, the logo on the Pixar movies is a perfect example of that, with the little lamp coming in. There's so much emotion there, but it's an inanimate object. And now those are the things that, if you can imbue that into your character, then if you get to a character that's an animal or a human, you're that much more ahead because you're thinking about emotion first. That's the key. Remember, animation is not about moving things on paper. It's about bringing characters to life. That's what animation's all about, character animation. All right? So give it a shot. Go out, put some beauty back into the world, and I'll talk to you again later.